Hey, all, it's Ian here with the Sports Card Side Hustle. Wanted to give you an update this week on my thoughts and the top hustle play of the week. We're going with Nikola Jokic, the Joker. Basically, he's really been kind of overlooked this season. People aren't really keeping an eye on him in the MVP candidate and in the MVP running, and I strongly disagree with that. If you go look at some of the numbers, so when you look at the numbers, keep in mind that um, PER is a huge rating, right? So here you can see his chart over the last couple of years. You'll notice that his peak was kind of the buy into or the rumor, the expectation that he was going to win last year's MVP, and he did. And they did pretty well. Had a good season, but beyond that, if you go look at the number one stat in the NBA as far as overall rating and efficiency, you're gonna find the PER. Um, the Joker is now down to 32.83 because he had a little bit of a bad game, right? There's only a few players ever that have had above a 31. Those are guys Michael Jordan, Will Chamberlain, I think Giannis did it, and LeBron might have once, but it's only been 14 times in history since 1951 that this efficiency rating has been calculated all the way back to. So in 60 years, 14 times in history, and the Joker's done it. He's looking like he's going to do it for a second year in a row now, and he is on pace actually to have the highest PER ever. Now he's doing that with his team at 50%, fighting for the 5 and 6 spot. But I think the league is going to start to realize Steph Curry, who I'm a huge fan of, actually is not having a great year. He's having, if you look at his shooting stats, 43%. Um, Now, this might all change. He could get on a hot streak, a hot tear, but his scoring has come down. Klay Thompson's going to come back, get more of those scoring opportunities. So if you look, the Joker did get a bump earlier in the year, November. Got thought of again, but he's having a great year. He just had over a 2020 game, and if we go take a look at some of his cards, his big cards, his scarce cards, his hard to get cards, have been lately showing some big movement, right? So if you check out his Marvels card from the 2019 is a big one. If you go over his base card, everybody knows the story about base, but his silver I think is a good buy right now. If you get his silver or some of his rare scarce prisms, it's actually really hard to find data on these because I think a lot of people are holding them. There's not a lot of sales for those low print numbers, those those scarce cards that are hard to find. So check out the Prism Flash, the light blue, the low print runs, and go check out those RPAs and find those RPAs. So if you go into his cards, you will notice, the Prism and the base, they aren't performing that well unless you go into those really low print runs like the gold, um, and then you'll see almost no data on those. There's only 10 of the gold, so that's understandable. But people are not selling them; they're holding them. And if you go into the RPA type cards, um, here's a National Treasures auto. It's been nothing but up, but still the sales are very scarce. So if you go look at how that is, the Card Ladder is estimating that to be in the high 4,000s right now. Last sold price was 5,000, but a couple years ago, in fall of 2020, actually only just last year, it was just over $1,000. But this is where the collectors have gone to these lower print runs, and the Joker is getting overlooked as far as his impact on his team. He's a point center. He's leading his team in assists. He's leading in rebounds. He's leading in scoring. He's dominant, and he is what's making the Denver Nuggets a team that competes. So right now they're only at the 5 and 6 seed, but keep an eye on this pick and keep an eye on the Joker to win back-to-back MVP, and the fact that his PER and his efficiency and proficiency and all of his skills keeps improving every year.